I want to ask you a question. When was the last time you made an excuse? Maybe someone asked why you had not studied today, and you said, I was too tired. I was too busy. I did not have enough time. Maybe you had a goal and you did not work on it, and you told yourself the conditions were not right. I will start when things are better. I will begin when I feel more ready. These are excuses. And excuses are very comfortable. They protect us. They explain why we've not done the thing we know we should do. They make us feel better in the moment. But excuses have a cost. Every excuse you make is one more day the dream stays still, one more morning that passes without progress, one more week that becomes a month that becomes a year. And one day you look up and nothing has changed, and you realize the excuses did not protect you. They just kept you exactly where you were. Today's story is about a young man named Sami. Sami had an excuse for everything. He was good at excuses. He had been making them for 2 years until one day, one ordinary, quiet day, he heard something that changed him. This is his story. Meet Sami. Sami was 24 years old. He lived with his family. He had finished school 2 years ago. He was not working yet, not full time. He did some small jobs sometimes, helping a neighbor with deliveries, helping his uncle with some paperwork, but nothing regular. Nothing that felt like a real step forward. He wanted to improve his English. He knew it was important. Almost every good job in his city needed English. He had seen this many times. He had felt the gap in interviews, in conversations, in moments when someone spoke English around him and he understood only half of what they said. He wanted to change this, but he had not changed it. 2 years had passed, and every time he thought about why, the answer was always an excuse. I do not have money for an English course. I do not have a good phone for learning apps. I am tired in the evenings after my small jobs. My neighborhood is noisy and I cannot concentrate. I will start properly when things are more settled. He believed his excuses. They felt true when he said them. But somewhere deeper, in a quiet, honest part of himself, he knew. He knew he was not too tired. He knew the noise was not the real reason. He knew that free resources existed and that his phone was good enough and that the time existed if he chose to use it. He knew. He just did not want to admit it. The conversation. One afternoon, Sami was sitting outside a small coffee shop near his home. He was with his friend Bilal. They had been friends since school. Bilal was also 24, but Bilal had been working for a year already at a small trading company. His English was improving fast because he used it every day at work. They were talking about life, about jobs, about the future. Sami said, as he often said, I really need to improve my English. I just have not had the right conditions. Maybe when things are more settled, I will start properly. Bilal looked at him. He did not say anything for a moment. Then he said, quietly, without unkindness, Sami, you said the same thing 1 year ago. Exactly. I remember because we were sitting in this same place. Sami was quiet. 1 year ago, Bilal said, same coffee shop, same conversation. You said, when things are more settled, I will start. Do you remember? Sami looked at his cup. The conditions are not going to get more settled, said Bilal. Life is always busy. There is always something. There is always a reason to wait. He paused. The conditions are never going to be perfect. The only question is, are you going to start anyway or not? The table was quiet for a moment. Sami did not answer, but something in him heard those words differently than he had heard anything in a long time. 1 year ago. Same conversation. Nothing changed. Lesson 1. An excuse is a wall you build yourself. That evening, Sami sat in his room. He thought about what Bilal had said. He thought about the past 2 years. He counted, really counted, how many times he had told himself he would start when things were better, when he had more money, when he was less tired, when life was more settled. How many times was that? Dozens, maybe more. And had things gotten better? Had the conditions become perfect? No. And they never would, because conditions are never perfect. for anyone. The person who is good at English today, they did not wait for perfect conditions. They started in imperfect conditions. They studied when they were tired. They practiced when they were busy. They found small windows of time in imperfect days. Sami understood something that evening that felt uncomfortable, but true. An excuse is a wall, but the wall is not built by life. It is not built by the noise or the tiredness or the lack of money. The wall is built by the person making the excuse, brick by brick, excuse by excuse, and only that same person can stop building it. And only that same person can take it down. He opened his notebook. He wrote, I have been building a wall for 2 years. Tonight I stop. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. An excuse is a wall I build myself. Conditions will never be perfect. I start anyway. I stop waiting for the right time. The right time is now. The person with good English started in perfect conditions. I find small windows of time in my imperfect day. Tonight I stop making excuses. I build progress, not walls. Lesson 2. The real reason behind the excuse. The next morning, Sami woke up and did something he had not done before. He sat with his notebook and wrote down every excuse he had made about his English. All of them. Honestly. I do not have money for a course. I am too tired in the evenings. My neighborhood is too noisy. I do not have the right materials. I will start when things are more settled. He looked at the list. Then, next to each excuse, he wrote the honest truth. Next to I do not have money for a course, he wrote, free courses exist on YouTube. I have watched hours of YouTube this week, not for learning, just for entertainment. Next to I am too tired in the evenings, he wrote, I am not too tired to watch videos for 2 hours. I am too tired to do something that requires effort. That is different. Next to my neighborhood is too noisy, he wrote, I have headphones. I have used them to listen to music. I can use them to listen to English. Next to I do not have the right materials, he wrote, I have a phone, internet, and free time. That is enough. Next to I will start when things are more settled, he wrote, Bilal said this 1 year ago. Things are the same. Stop waiting. He read the whole page. He sat quietly for a moment. Then he wrote one sentence at the bottom of the page. He wrote, I did not have a problem with resources. I had a problem with honesty. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. I write down my excuses and I find the honest truth behind them. Free resources exist. I use them starting today. Being too tired to try is different from being too tired to relax. I have a phone and internet. That is enough to begin. My real problem was not resources. It was honesty. I am honest with myself even when it is uncomfortable. Honesty is the first step toward real change. Lesson 3, 5 minutes. That same morning, after writing in his notebook, Sami opened YouTube on his phone. He searched for a free English lesson for intermediate learners. Several results appeared. He chose one, a simple lesson about common English phrases used in everyday conversation. He pressed play. He watched 5 minutes. Then he stopped. Not because he was bored, not because it was difficult. He stopped because he had decided just 5 minutes today. That was all. A promise small enough that no excuse could survive it. He could not say he was too tired for 5 minutes. He could not say he had no time for 5 minutes. He could not say the conditions were not right for 5 minutes. 5 minutes had no excuse. He picked up his notebook. He wrote down 3 phrases from the lesson. He wrote the meaning of each one. He wrote one example sentence. Then he went about his day. That evening, 5 more minutes. A different short video. 3 more phrases. The next morning, 5 minutes. And the next. After 1 week, he had watched 35 minutes of English lessons. He had written 21 new phrases in his notebook. He had not studied like this in 2 years, and it had taken 5 minutes a day. He thought about the 2 years, all the hours he had spent waiting for the right conditions, all the time that had passed while he told himself, soon, when things are better. 5 minutes a day for 2 years was more than 60 hours of English practice. 60 hours. That was sitting inside those 2 years of excuses. Invisible. Waiting. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. 5 minutes has no excuse. I can always do 5 minutes. Small and real is better than big and imaginary. I write new phrases every day. I own them now. 1 week of 5 minutes is 35 minutes of real practice. The time was always there. It was hiding inside my excuses. I start with 5 minutes and I keep going. No excuse can survive 5 minutes. Lesson 4. The moment he told Bilal. 3 weeks after the coffee shop conversation, Sami met Bilal again. Same place, same small coffee shop. Bilal asked how things were going. Sami told him. 3 weeks of 5 minute English lessons every morning, sometimes more, sometimes 10 or 15 minutes when he felt like continuing. A notebook with pages of new phrases and vocabulary, the beginning of a habit that felt, for the first time, real and sustainable. Bilal listened. Then he smiled. What changed? He asked. Sami thought about how to answer that. I wrote down all my excuses, he said, and then I wrote the honest truth next to each one. And when I saw them together, the excuse and the truth, I could not pretend anymore. Bilal nodded slowly. The hardest thing, said Sami, was admitting that the problem was me. Stop